At my wife's work party, her boss got in my face, spat on me, and said, "She's mine at work. Wait for your turn." He had no clue who he was talking to. A few weeks later, his kingdom started collapsing, and the paper trail led right back to me. My wife, Emily, worked at Edgeline Media. Their annual rooftop party was a zoo of suits, fake smiles, and people laughing like rent depended on it. I showed up as Emily's husband, the harmless carpenter guy. I kept it that way on purpose. I did cybersecurity consulting, but I liked staying off the radar. Her boss, Derek, drifted over with that practice manager grin and a handshake that tried too hard. "So you're Lucas, the craftsman," he said, like he was complimenting a rescue dog. "Yeah," I said. "I build things that last longer than ad slogans." Emily squeezed my hand hard enough to leave a print. "Be good." Emily needed that job. Derek wasn't good. He leaned in, whiskey breath and all. "What's it like being married to one of my best employees?" He kept saying "my" like she was office equipment. Then he smiled at Emily. "We work her hard. Late nights, weekends. She's dedicated." Then he turned to me. He put a hand on my shoulder. He looked around to make sure people were watching. He said, slow and loud, "She's mine at work." Then he added, "You wait for your turn at home." After that, he leaned forward and spat, a wet flick across my cheek. The room went dead silent. I wiped my face with a fancy napkin and kept eye contact. "You sure you're her boss?" I asked, calm as a weather report. Emily dragged me to a quieter balcony, furious and panicking about her job. "He was drunk," she whispered. "He spat on me," I said, "and he just claimed you like property." She didn't argue. She just looked tired. What Derek didn't know was simple. 3 years earlier, my firm built Edgeline's entire security infrastructure. Every login, every patch, every admin action was logged under my name. I wasn't going to burn the place down. I didn't have to. I just let him keep being himself. 3 days later, their servers crashed because their new IT guy ignored a pile of automated warnings. Emily called, voice tight. "Everything's down," she said. Derek screaming. "We've got a client pitch in 3 hours." I fixed it in 20 minutes. I didn't even tell Derek. An hour later, Derek emailed the whole company. Thanks to my direct intervention, we resolved the issue. That was adorable. He didn't know every click was tracked. The board ordered a full IT audit. Contracts, vendors, logs, all of it. Suddenly my name was everywhere. Emily called from a closed office, whispering, "Lucas, is it true you built our whole system?" "Yeah," I said. "It matters," she said. He turned white. After that, the office got spicy. Derek tried to corner Emily and blame her. "You should have told me who your husband was," he said, like she owed him a warning label. Emily didn't flinch. "Maybe you shouldn't have told him to wait for his turn." Someone walked in mid-sentence. Word spread fast. HR finally called me in. Conference room, legal guy, note taker, Derek's assistant, looking like she wanted to vanish. They asked me to recount the party. Then HR slid an iPad across the table. Video, clear audio, his exact words, the spit. Even the lawyer's mouth twitched. I nodded once. Yes, that's what happened. 3 days later, Derek was suspended. 2 weeks later, he resigned to pursue other opportunities. Edgeline sent me fancy coffee and chocolate with a thank you note. They also offered me a quiet little NDA payout. I kept the chocolate and declined the gag order. Emily got promoted and moved out from under him. A few months after that, they offered her his job. She took it. The department finally started breathing. About a year later, I was speaking on a cybersecurity panel in Chicago. I walked the expo floor and saw Derek working a tiny vendor booth in a cheap polo. He recognized me and went pale. "Lucas, hey," he said. I smiled. Funny place to run into the guy who owned my wife at work. He swallowed. "I was drunk. I made mistakes." "No," I said. "You made choices." I leaned in just enough for him to hear. "Emily's running your old department now," I told him, "and she's crushing it." Then I walked off and didn't look back. So, if your spouse's boss spat on you in public, what would you have done next? Would you have stayed quiet or pushed harder? Drop your take.